All right, let's talk about sugar. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel where we get you on the grind and improve your mind. In this video, we're going to go over this post about high fructose corn syrup. So let's just get right into it and remind you guys that you guys are poisoning yourself every day with all these things that are making you fat, weak, and pathetic. So let's try to change that with this video.
Yeah, so I'll put the tweet up first, and then we'll get into the article. So the tweet, I'll put it up on the screen. It says, high fructose corn syrup likely sets off a number of inflammatory pathways, possibly initiated by changes in the gut microbiome composition and weakening of the integrity of the gut's intestinal barrier. So, yeah, this is all pretty much soda, and why soda is just terrible for you. And we've been saying this a lot, so where have you been?
This should be common sense by now. Even the diet soda, all that, just get rid of it. Just drink black coffee and water, sparkling water, whatever. Yeah, we gotta stop eating all this garbage, guys, from all these places, and you're just literally poisoning yourself in all these products. A lot of them has high fructose corn syrup, the pancake mix that you use. Like, there's so many things you guys eat willingly every day they don't even know is killing you, and it's going to cost you a lot of future medical bills in the future, so something to be aware of.
Yeah, exactly. And so, let's get into the article. So it says, high fructose corn syrup intake linked to liver disease. Researchers investigated the link between non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and high fructose corn syrup composition or consumption. They found that consuming high amounts of fructose, especially among Mexican Americans who consume the highest amount, was linked to higher risk of NAFLD, which is what I just said. The researchers conclude that people should avoid consuming foods with high fructose corn syrup content to prevent NAFLD. So I'm pretty sure, before we continue, I think there were a while ago, I think this was well over 10 years ago, like the government and like scientists were trying to, like, some people were trying to prevent like companies from using corn syrup, but other companies were trying to have people use it, and I think the whole thing got destroyed, and so like they were pretty much where the companies were allowed to start using corn syrups and stuff like that. I think there was like a thing where like they weren't allowed. I remember commercials of about like corn syrup or something with corn. I don't know. I think it had to do with like corn syrup and stuff. I'll have to research it and put it up on the screen if I can.
If you're like me, you care about the food your family eats. I was pretty confused by everything I'd been hearing about high fructose corn syrup. So I did a little research to find out what independent experts like doctors, dietitians, and nutritionists had to say. I learned whether it's corn sugar or cane sugar, your body can't tell the difference. Sugar is sugar. And that's one less thing to worry about.
Learn more at cornsugar.com.
But yeah, so that's pretty much, that started from there, and now we're seeing the effects of it.
And we're also seeing it at your beaches, at your grocery stores, all these fat people everywhere. Like, we're literally just being poisoned, and the inflammation is real. It is crazy out here. We got to stop this, guys. We got to evolve. We got to be better than this.
Yeah. Let's see. So there's some risk factors, which are low HDL cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol. Type 2 diabetes, which is from, all the stuff, high BMI, age, hypertension, and waist circumference. So yeah, when you get fat, all this shit happens all together. Previous research, trusted source, indicates that diets high in sugar from sucrose or high fructose corn syrup increase NAFLD risk. Other research also suggests that NAFLD prevalence in highest in Hispanics compared to whites and blacks. They're going into very small demographics. It really pertains to everybody. We don't want to just specifically target a specific group. Everyone should be aware of this thing. They're saying that specifically this is happening mostly in Hispanic people, where we don't know their specific backgrounds or whatever, but I feel like everyone needs to take this into account for their own lives and to better themselves in that way, and just take the information that we're giving them and putting it into their own lives. Exploring high fructose corn syrup consumption could help research identify the reasons behind different risk factors among ethnic groups. It doesn't matter. Researchers examined data from 3,292 participants in the National Health and Nutritional Examination Survey. This survey was from 2017 to 2018. Data in their analysis included fructose consumption, demographic factors including ethnicity, incidence, and NAFLD. Among the participants, 31.3% were in the moderate fructose consumption group, 35.5% were in high consumption. Fructose consumption came from various sources, 29% from baked goods, pasta, and other grains, 28% from fruits and items containing fruit, 16% from sweeteners, condiments, and sauces, and then 16% from soda. That's actually really surprising to me, where most of it is actually not from soda. But soda is a horrible factor, especially with sugar.
Yeah, stop drinking that, guys. Stop
And
it. Water.
I actually kind of seen it coming with the fruits thing, because they say fruit is really good for you, and depending on the type of diet that you're doing, it can be. But a lot of fruits have a lot of like fructose, which of course is what we're talking about, which is not good for you, especially depending on the lifestyle that you're doing and like the type of diet or whatever.
Different, so you really have to know yourself.
Yeah,
and, what you can handle.
Yeah, like fruits could be good for you, but they could give you NAFLD. So you need to be careful about the fruits that you eat if you decide to want to eat fruits. When asked what might explain the link between high fructose corn syrup consumption and NAFLD, Theodore Friedman, PhD of Charles R. Drew University in Washington, D.C., he said high fructose corn syrup can lead to NAFLD by several mechanisms. It can increase the amount of fat made by the liver. It can also increase inflammation in the liver and can change how the liver metabolizes glucose. It can also increase indomitable fat that can lead to NAFLD. Dr. Curtis K. Argo, associate professor in the Department of Medicine at University of Virginia, he wasn't involved in the study, but he said high fructose corn syrup likely sets off a number of inflammatory pathways, possibly initiated by changes in the gut microbiome composition, weakening the integrity of the gut's intestinal barrier, which is what I said in the beginning. This may then permit microbiomes and toxins such as endotoxins to gain access to portal vein circulation and lead to increased fat deposition and liver inflammation via maladaptive fat droplet metabolism in hepatocytes, the chief functional liver cells in at-risk patients. In turn, this may then lead to NAFLD, and possibly the more harmful version of fatty liver non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, he explained. So pretty much what all the big words pretty much are saying is that this will pretty much inflammate your liver. This will not only just your liver, but pretty much like this will also inflame the veins and all that stuff and pretty much get you fat. All this is pretty much saying is you're going to inflame your liver. Your liver won't be able to break down glucose, which is what it's supposed to be doing. And you're pretty much going to get a bigger gut. You're going to be very inflamed, and you can have so many other risks brought upon you, like diabetes and all this other stuff that we said earlier. Up. It's all going to add up. Dr. Rohit Lumba, director of NAFLD Research Center, University of California, who was also not involved in the study, told MNT there are limitations to the study because the findings came from studies. The researchers only found an association and not causal inference. So there's a person that's trying to say that that's just not the case, that all the things that we're saying that's not the case. But Dr. Argo added the study is limited by being based on all non-invasive parameters rather than a biopsy of the liver, which is the long-standing gold standard, that are imprecise in quantifying liver fat content. Overall, the number of subjects is only a small fraction of the patients who participated in the studies.
Yeah, but it's just a reminder that, this is not like a full-blown research thing, but it's like, this is a reminder that we really need to watch what we eat and that question everything, all the ingredients that everything you eat, because there are things, whether you like it or not, that are going to make your health better or worse in many of the foods that you eat day to day. Check the ingredients when you go to the store and the ingredient label. A lot of the time, there's a lot of hidden sugars in there and a lot of stuff that's very questionable. A lot of, like, even vapes, like when you smoke a vape, there's actually so many chemicals that's in that could be affecting you. We don't really know that, like, a lot of the long-term stuff, a lot of the stuff that we're making today. Well, we got to go back to basics, guys. We need to, eat the real foods: broccoli, avocados. You want grass-fed, grass-finished beef. You want pasture-raised eggs. You want the real stuff, not all the, you got to go with what nature gave us, not with what all these manufactured, man-made foods are. We got to be really very careful. A lot of you guys don't know, but a lot of you guys are getting stomach aches all the time. You're getting headaches. You're feeling very fatigued, and the reason all these things are happening, and you're always feeling like crap, is the things you're eating are actually poisoning you constantly. And one day, you may not be feeling it now, or you may be skinny now, but one day it's going to catch up to you. You're going to get very sick. You're going to end up in the hospital. You're going to go in debt. It's going to get bad. And, some people might not make it. So all the little things and the choices that you make today can impact the rest of your life. Choose now, choose wisely, try to be smart about everything you consume, everything.
Exactly, and you also got to see that, like, everyone is different. We always say this on the channel when we talk about nutrition. Everyone is different when it comes to the things that they eat and the things that their body can consume. But when you see all the different things like high fructose corn syrup and fruits and all these other things, a lot of, especially the high fructose corn syrups and sodas and in snacks, those things you should be staying away from completely. I believe that even though they say some doctors say that there's no correlation, there is some sort of coincidence there where people who are eating this, they're having inflamed livers, and you don't want to take that risk. You don't want to take the risk because you want a little bit of pleasure of eating a salty snack or eating one of these high fructose snacks or soda. You don't want to take that risk. I believe personally you should be eating things that actually give you energy, give you ways to improve like your muscles and your brain, like meats, vegetables, stuff like that. Things that came from naturally from earth and from from life. Where these sodas and all these things, they're all man-made. Andrew's saying, all these things are just manufactured by the agricultural industrial complex. Pretty much is what has created this matrix of what we believe that are good for food and what is not good for food.
Be very careful what you eat, guys. Yeah. Let this be a reminder
very
to you
careful.
Guys. So comment your thoughts on this in the comment section. Get the algorithm going. Hit the like button for the video, and you can also subscribe to the channel. It'll help us out. You can donate to the Cash App, which also goes to the equipment to this channel. And with that said, we're going to see you guys in the next video.